Well, I've come out here to the river today on my kayak. I never do good in June from the bank. So I figured I'd come out and mainly make this like an exploration mission and hit a few holes where I know are holes, and then go see if I can find some new holes and maybe some structure in the river. There's a lot of structure after the tornadoes we've had this year, but mainly it's just such a nice day. I wanted to get out on the water, and if I catch a fish, that'd be a bonus. So we'll see what happens. I'm using some frozen cut bait. It's only like a couple nights old. It's about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I'll probably stay till right about dark. If you're a kayaker and you live anywhere around St. Mary's, I can tell you that they don't do us any favors with the put-ins. They're pretty bad. You got to be strong, you've got to be agile, and you got to get lucky to get them in. And I'm none of those things, but I got lucky and was able to put in without too much bodily harm. But getting out of here is going to probably be a whole other story, because it's straight uphill on rocks and everything else. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm out here. I'm only fishing with one rod because I'm not very good fishing out of a kayak. Normally I'll paddle to my spot and then fish from the bank on a sandbar or whatever. But I wanted to try out these little ice fishing rods that I got. I've got one over there in the rod holder, and this one I'm just going to use as a backup, because I tend to, especially my first time or two out on the river, it's a mess, and I don't like fishing with the big rods, because I'm not a big guy, but I'm not a little guy, and there's just not a lot of room in the kayak for a couple of big rods. So I'm going to use these little rods, and when I get good with one of them, I'll start implementing the other one. I forgot to bring my anchor so I could fish in the middle of the river, so I've got this to tie off, and that's kind of a large part of the reason why I'm only using one rod, because I can only fish out of one side over here. So anyway, it's a beautiful afternoon. If I catch a fish, it would be a bonus. If I don't catch a fish, wow, what a day to be out. All right, so this right here is typical of every stretch of our river. And this is why I quit kayak fishing back in 2022. It's been 2 years since I've kayak fished because of this. It is just impossible, especially if you've got a lot of gear. If you're carrying a cooler, with beverages, and you've got a bait cooler, and then you've got a live bait tank, extra rods, it's impossible to get through all this stuff. It really is. Man, none of these are hooking up. That just sucks. Damn. I just want to catch one catfish. I mean, obviously I'd like to catch more, but if I could just not get skunked. I've had several takedowns, but I've never caught a fish on either one of these tiny rods. So I'd love for that to happen. Yeah. All right, the gunfire has ceased as of now. It sounded like we were in the Civil War there for a minute. You guys missed it because I wasn't getting any hits, but gunfire on this side of the river, gunfire on that side of the river. It was pretty intense, but been having a lot of hits on this one, but no hookups. Like he's taking the rod down, he's just not slamming it, you know. So I've had several takers. Well, I shouldn't say takers. I've had several run with it, but just not commit to it. So I'm going to stay down here in this log jam as the Civil War continues. And I guess I'm going to risk life and limb just to catch one tiny channel cat, most likely, or get a skunk. But I'm out here in the crossfire, and that's fine, you know. It's all good. It's all good. Well, I guess the worst part about tonight, at least so far, I mean, it's good that I haven't been shot yet, so that's cool. But the worst part is I'm out here, I haven't been getting any hookups, and there's no reward for catching channel cats out here, out here on the river. Yeah, I guess just surviving the river is the reward. But, you know, if I were on the lake, at least I could be putting in my time, you know, to hook up with one of those tagged fish. And I guess there's a crappie apparently worth $10,000 on Father's Day weekend. And then that crappie is still worth $1,000 all the way up till like October 31st. Now see, I keep getting hits on this rod right here, but no hookups. Something just keeps slamming it. I'm wondering if it's not a bass, you know, hitting my bluegill. But yeah, I mean, you know, it'd be nice to catch a good channel cat out here tonight. But like I said, I can't go any further because I ain't about to drag this stuff all the way over and then have to make it back to the put-in, which is probably going to take me 30 to 40 minutes just to get out of this river. But yeah, I mean, I want to fish more bodies of water, you know, not just our lake, but Lake Loramie, Indian Lake, the Van Wert Reservoir, Bressler's Reservoir. The thing that has been so enticing to me, though, is that the Grand Lake is, I live in St. Mary's, so it's right there, right? So it's convenient. But most importantly, it's a great lake for catfish. And, you know, if I were to happen to catch one of those tagged catfish, then all the time I've been putting in, here we go, all the time I've been putting in going out there. All right, well, here he is. He is the first channel cat that I've ever caught on my little ice fishing whisker seeker rod. So there you go. He'd be a great eater, but I'm in no position to take any home tonight. He does look really nice, though. But yeah, for some reason my phone shut off. That little channel cat hit on, and I sized down. He hit on this little, I don't even know what this is. It could be a bluegill. It could be a sunfish. It could be any number of small, tiny little fish, but that's what I caught him on. So hey, I'm pretty excited. That's my first fish out of a kayak, my first fish on these tiny rods. Probably not worth getting shot over, but hey, at least I hooked up tonight. But yeah, if I were on Grand Lake, you know, there'd at least be a chance of catching a bigger channel cat, but also getting paid for it. So that'd be cool. So yeah. Well, I was really hoping to get some decent channel cats tonight, but unfortunately, it just didn't happen. I found some structure. I found all the things that looked enticing, but unfortunately, no luck.